Let's see. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is gold and Bitcoin. US 30 just tapped a 4-hour demand. However, I don't trade the first 15 minutes of market open, but for anybody who has a confluence for gold, there's a gold buy that's currently running. But I'll just wait for a new entry. Um, let me get this background music on because sometimes it does. See. Uh, if the music is too loud, you guys can let me know. All right. So starting off with what we have, so it's currently 9:39, so we have 6 minutes before we can, and I think I went live on YouTube. We have 6 more minutes before I can take any trade, but you can see we'll possibly get this US 30 sell on the 15-minute time frame. Let's see what SAR levels here. So this is a nice sell that I would be looking to take because next to that 15-minute entry, there's a 4-hour sell SAR. So that's definitely one that I would want to take. Also aligns with the 30-minute sell right here. So this 30-minute sell as well aligns with our 4-hour, with that 4-hour and 15-minute entry. So if in the next, we have 5 minutes before we can, or before I can take any trade. So we'll see how that goes. It might trigger before 9:45. If it does, personally, I don't take any trade before 9:45, so that's fine. I'll just wait for the next one. The gold trade would be up in profit, and you can see this trade got triggered exactly to the pip, and you'd be on your way to break even. But just depends on if you trade before market open or not. For BTC, we might get a buy on BTC here later on the 30-minute time frame. So we'll just wait for that 9:45 time and see if we get anything. Also looking at the trend line and SAR strategy, trend line and SAR rejection strategy. So let me share that screen. So for the trend line and SAR strategy, no buys currently for sales. If this 15-minute candle, closes below any of these SARs, that would be a sell for US 30, because the trend line, I'm assuming, will auto adjust. So it will either be a yeah, so this would be a sell or even a buy, depending on what you're looking at. If you're looking for a buy, it would be a trend line break and SAR closure above. But we know here that we have a 4-hour sell SAR. So I'm leaning more towards sells on US 30. It does look like we are heading to complete some structure to the upside, but we'll see how this closes. So US 30 has tagged in the 15-minute and 30-minute supply. But again, it's still too early for me to enter any trade. So in any case, I'll be looking to take a trend line and SAR rejection for on the 15-minute time frame. For gold, there's nothing here to look at for buys, nothing to look at for sells. For BTC, nothing for buys, nothing for sells as well. This is a trade I was following yesterday. I got out at break even. And let me take a screenshot. Oh, also, I forgot to see if we had any fair value gaps for London session. All right. So this one is done from yesterday. All right. So nothing for buys on the hourly time frame for all these instruments. I was waiting for this EU trade on this FVG, but unfortunately didn't get filled in. So it's nothing there. For sales, nothing for sales. It might be a sell entry on the hourly time frame, but we'll see how this closes, either the hourly or that 15-minute. And on the 4-hour time frame, nothing for buys and nothing for sales based off of what I can see. So let's see US 30. So if you have a confluence for a buy, let's see if this trend line will adjust. And if it does, since personally I'm looking for sales, I would be looking for something like this, stop loss above the previous high. So about like a 50 pip stop loss or 50-point stop loss. 50-point stop loss. Yep. Actually, it closed below here. So this would be the entry here. Let me see. This would be so fast. Let's see. So we are there. I'll let you guys know when I'm entering. I need a crossover sell here. All right, still waiting for it. See if we get this. Okay, so there goes the entry. Wow, trade disabled. Jeez. I have to restart one of my accounts. It's just holding and wow. Give me a second, guys. So yeah, so I'm in the trade on one of my accounts. Entry was at 39,846. So 39,846 somewhere here. And there goes the push down. So this is a trend line and SAR rejection. I have to reset one of my accounts. Sure. Give me 1 second. Let's see if I can log in here. Mm. Just observe the price action on there. That one. Mm. See here. Mm. Um, I'm just trying to reset one of my accounts. Because one of my accounts is not connecting. Um, it's annoying. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. So there's that one trade. Gold, we said there's nothing. I think there was something else. It wasn't BTC. It was something on the hourly time frame for I don't know what it was for, but anyway. Okay, this account is back. Okay, perfect. Okay, now here on the 5 minute time frame, price action has started changing. We've started having wicks to the bottom and creation of higher lows. So for this particular trade, if we do come back to break even, I'll exit that trade out at break even. We just have some push to the upside. If you want, you can limit your losses above or your stop loss above the previous high. But for me, if this comes back down here, so remember, we do have that 4-hour sell that in theory should hold price down. But if this trade comes back down, we just have a bunch of momentum to the upside. And eventually we have a big range that would be, or structure that would be completed if we were to go back all the way up here to 40,000. But for right now, for this particular trade, if we come back to break even, I am exiting the trade at break even. The price action on the 5 minute is not as encouraging. So it's either gonna, so the trades of the day, this one and probably a BTC trade. We'll see if we get that on the live session. Yeah, but if this right here comes back to break even, I will manually move stop loss to break even. We also having wicks to the upside, so this is tricky, right? So you can decide what you want to do. But let's see how the current 5 minute candle will close. So if I switch this to the 5 minute time frame and I take off all these lines and switch this to the 5 minutes, so let's see how this 5 minutes are closing. We would need this current 5 minute candle to close with a heavy wick to the upside. If that doesn't happen, US 30 will push to the upside. So remember, here where price is rejecting from, we have that 4-hour sell SAR. So that's what's holding price down, and that's what I am anticipating to. So if I do this SAR levels here, see if it loads on this chart. Yeah, so this 4 hour sell here. So this is what I'm expecting price to hold. But if we close above that 4 hour sell, then US 30 will most likely push to the upside. So we don't want a candle to close above here, above that 4 hour sell. Because if we close above that 4 hour sell, then the next target would be picking up liquidity at this hourly buy and also 30-minute buy. So we need US 30 to hold where it is right now. If it doesn't, then we would be seeing a push up. So this current 5-minute candle in a minute, in about a minute, I need this candle to close with heavy bearish momentum. All right. So it looks like this 5-minute will close above there. If it closes above there, we might get a spike to the upside. So 10 seconds. See at the very end, I think they closed above, closed right above. So let's see. So personally, I'm moving this stop to break even manually to break even. So I would recommend you guys do the same. If we get back to that area, or you can just, it's in and around break even. There's just a lot of, we have this daily bearish high as well. See what I want to do. We have a daily bearish high here. Interesting. Daily bearish high. Yeah, I'll stay in this trade. The reason I'm staying in it, this daily bearish high, we rarely get this daily order blocks. So we have a daily bearish order block here, and it's a high. So it's the high of a bearish OB. So yeah, I'll stay in this trade. Yeah. So you can either set stop loss manually to break even, which is what I wanted to do. But now seeing that we have this daily bearish order block here, I'm more inclined to stay in the trade. If we didn't have this daily bearish high here, I would have exited. But yeah, I'll stay in this trade. But you guys saw that price action on the 5-minute. We did close above the 4-hour sell SAR level. If I bring this back and take that off, on the 5-minute time frame, but you can see on the 15-minute time frame, we are still rejecting to the downside. So here where we have this 4-hour sell SAR, we also have that daily bearish high. So given the togetherness or the confluence of having this daily bearish order block, the high of it, and also a 4-hour sell SAR, if we look at the zones, we are in sell zones here, or we're in supply zones. So yeah, personally, I will stay in this trade. And I'll just bring this back as is. So I'll stick to this trade. I'll stay in this trade. It does make sense for me to stay in it. Okay, so let's go back. So no other buy entries for the trend line rejection. We're in a sell, or I'm in a sell on this one for gold. But just watch that price action on US 30 again on the 5 minute. Now, if the current 5 minute candle closes bullish, so the current 5 minute candle is a nice bearish candle. But if we reverse to the upside, we definitely have a bunch of buyers sitting here, which is why for this trade, so remember with this particular strategy, your stop loss is above the previous high, right? So you need your stop loss to be above this high right here. So I was expecting this candle to close above or below this SAR right here, which is why my stop loss is even below the high. But if the current 5 minute candle closes if you see the current 5 minute candle, we are building a strong wick to the downside. So we really do not want that, because if that happens, then we are going for the highs. Going back to what we have, gold, there's nothing for it for this particular one. No buys, no sells no buys for BTC, no sells for BTC, no buys for on the hourly time frame, no buys, and on no sells for the hourly time frame. So I'll share the other screen that has the supply and demand entries, and we'll see what we have. So even for US 30, so remember the same zone we are in, or I'm in the sell for with the trend line and SAR, is still a 15-minute supply area, and it's holding, so it hasn't been taken out, so it's holding. And it's also a 30-minute supply zone in there, which is still holding as well. So let's just see if we can get a nice push down. And if it does push down, we'll probably get a spike. So the only trades today, probably only this US 30 trade. And let's see, how did the 5-minute close? So the 5-minute close bearish, right? So that's what we want. I didn't want it closing. We still have a wick to the bottom of the current 5-minute candle, and that's fine, but it didn't close as a bullish candle. So still holding that. For gold, no supply and demand strategy entries on the 15 and 30. For BTC, nothing. I was hoping to get a buy on BTC here on the 30-minute time frame. But I don't think we'll get that on the live session today. There was an inner demand on US 30 on the hourly time frame. However, this came before market open today. So there's nothing really to look for, because I don't trade market open or 50, pre-market open or pre-9:45. There was also a nice 4-hour buy on gold here, and this was way, I think, at the 9 a.m. candle. So I'm just leaving this. Oh, actually, even market open. Yeah, market open, we got an entry here for gold demand on the 4-hour. But right now, that demand has been, actually, it's still valid, but it's just been used up, because I remember it got tapped in like at 9:35 or something. So US 30 is pushing down. Let's look for the hourly FVGs for kill zone, the kill zone FVGs. So here for US 30, let's see when London opened or the day opened. So you can see here, actually, here's another confluence for the trade, right? Here's a FVG that happened during London, or, during London session. So between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., which is when London opened, we had this kill zone FVG, like, the zones that, what's his name, Eddie was showing us. So this would have been a sell. Actually, yeah, and I'm still holding that US 30 sell now even more than ever. Because looking at this, we could have also entered the FVG sell here. Stop loss above the previous highs. And targeting a 1:2 risk to reward. Yeah, so the sell we're in with US 30 definitely makes sense. You can see how they came back and picked up liquidity at that FVG that was formed before London. We have a daily bearish high here, and we also have a 4-hour sell SAR level. The trade is almost is headed towards break even, or is headed towards a 1:1. So the price action is looking really good. So this is not the trade we're in. So this is just a zone I'd marked up before, and I can't really find a new demand area for US 30. It would have to be all the way here. So that's why I just have this floating around. So I'll just pull this down here. because this one would be at break even if I had taken it. But you guys can see that FVG that was printed during London, and that's where they also picked up that liquidity. For gold, I forgot to check these FVGs before market open. Let's see what we had for gold. For gold, the day started around here. During London, price was just consolidating. We didn't have any FVGs created or fair value gaps created for gold, so there was nothing for gold. For BTC, did we have anything? So the day started here. There was no FVG created for BTC. So the only FVG that was created was for US30, and that's the trade. The trade is not based off of FVG, it's based off of trendline and SAR rejection, but it also confluences with the fair value gap, the kill zone fair value gap. So I'll go back to the other screen that has the trade running, and we'll see what we have here. So this is that trade that we are in. I'll just turn this off just to make the screen a little bit clearer. So I would want a break below this lows. If we get a break below this lows, we can target this lows right here and possibly also break that one as well. One thing I didn't check for EU. So EU yesterday, we had this FVG, but we got, that's the trade that I was showing earlier on today. I missed getting filled into this trade just by like a few points. I think I had a 20 pips stop loss, because you can see when this alert here had created EU hourly fair value gap high on 521, but this one filled or missed getting filled by just a few pips, maybe 1 or 2 pips. Let's see for EU if we had anything when the market opened earlier on today. No, we did not. We have this one, but it already got tapped in, so there's nothing there. So this one right here. And got tapped in. And this one stop loss would say be at this previous high. Give like a, looks like it's a 25 pip stop and 50 pips TP. For EU, I wouldn't take that one. It's such a long move. Might not be too much of a long one, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So let's just follow this US31 and see if we can take out this lows. If we can, then we would be on the way to setting break even or achieving a 1:1 risk to reward. So gold is still pushing down. So no entries on any of these other instruments for the trend line and SAR rejection.
Bro, for BTC, from 69,478 to 69,378, is that 10 pips?
I just call it with US30 and BTC for those dollar values. I just call them points. So it's 100 points. So it's 100 points. I think it's 1,000 pips if I'm not wrong.
What's it called? So 69,478 to 69,378. Is that like, that's 100 pips, isn't it? I think so. 100 points, sorry.
Yeah, it's 100 points because points goes with dollar values, so it's like 100 points. Yeah.
Yeah, because someone was saying it's 10 pips. Oh, sorry, 10 points. 10 points. I don't know. Is it 10 points or 100 points?
If you're considering a point to be associated with a dollar value, then it's 100 points.
All right, so 69.478 to 69.378.
Right, that's $100, right?
Oh.
So I think most people associate dollar value with a point. So each dollar move is a point.
All right, so that would be 100 points. Is it really that much?
No, it's not. For BTC, it's not. For me personally,
Wow.
my average stop loss on BTC is $500, which is 500 points, which can easily get taken out by one candle.
Oh, so I see. So it moves in like 100 points basically, right?
No, 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 no. No, it moves. I mean, if you're looking at the chart, it doesn't, right here, it's
No, no.
barely moving
Yeah,
even.
yeah, yeah. You're right. I mean, like the what I said, like the 478 to 378, that would be considered 100 points.
Correct, yes.
Because I remember some guys were saying, oh, it's 10 points, but I think because they were referring it to like FX pairs, so maybe
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and different people have their own way of calculating. To
yeah.
some, it might be 10 points. To some, it might, yeah. So different people have different ways.
Yeah, I was thinking it can't be 10 points. So it has to be 100. So it moves, yeah. So that has to be 100 points.
Yeah, it just depends on
Yeah,
how you're calculating it.
yeah. And so is that the same thing for US 30? Like
Yes,
how do
so
I
it's
say?
points. So same thing, right? Because US 30, it's the same thing. It goes by dollar value. So
Yeah,
every dollar is a point. That's all you need. Even if you want to do the same with gold, you can say from 2410 to 2411, that's 1 point. Or you can just say dollar values. It's yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because
just
for
like
US
yeah,
30, I started doing points because even for me, like US 30, like 30, my average stop loss is 50 points, but I used to call that 50 pips. But to some,
yeah,
a 50 point is like 500 pips on US 30. So just to avoid that confusion, I just use points. Let me
yeah.
share this other screen. Here is the gold.
You know the points? Is it the same thing as pips though? I know
No,
it's
no, no,
better to
no,
say
no. You would have to be honest. I'm not the best one to answer that. I am personally, I'm confused too. For me, all I know is that my
yeah,
stop loss is a $50 stop loss on US 30. It's a $500 stop loss on BTC. You'd have to.
yeah.
I never really understood the PIP calculation per se.
We should have asked
Um,
um we should have asked Eddie.
no, it doesn't matter. Like you just it shouldn't matter whether it's give me 1 second. Here's a gold
Yeah,
buy on the hourly. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. Whether it's pips, whether it's points, you just need to know what you need for it.
true, 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 true.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you're using.
Yeah. If you know what you're doing, yeah, it's all right.
I'll take this buy on gold. This is a 1 hour buy. We also have this 4 hour buy, which should serve as support. So for gold as well, shit, and of course my computer just freezes.
Yeah, that's annoying.
We just have a bunch of liquidity in the market right now. 30 pips, stop loss 66. So if anyone is already in the US 30 trade, oh my God. If anyone is in the US 30 trade, use 0.375 risk for this one. Breakout scanner. This is annoying. Let's see if I can get the entry here. Shoot. Okay, it's still dropping, so that's fine. Looking at it. Okay, here's what I wanted. So I need a crossover buy here. Use 0.375 risk for this trade. Not yet. I think that formed, yes. So I will do a slight one right there. So use a low risk, low leverage at 2397.164. That was what was it? I even forgot. 2397 for gold, 0.164 or something. So entry should be somewhere around there. We want that demand to stay there. Use 0.375. Don't use heavy risk on this one. We have strong downside on gold right now. Definitely a counter trend. But let's see if we can get a bounce from this. If we get a nice and proper bounce, we should get a 1:1 on this one here. And there it goes.
I think there's news as well.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so this gold trade, use definitely lower risk, especially if you are in the US30 trade. So use 0.375 if, say, for example, you took the US30 trade with 0.75% risk. I need this 4-hour buy SAR level. So this should hold. So this shouldn't change. This demand, which is what the trade is based on, should not get taken out. If this demand gets taken out or disappears, I am exiting the trade at break even. So right now, even for me, I'm at break even for this trade. I got a slightly better entry down here. US30 for me is at break even too as well, or in and around break even. US30 came back up a little bit, so we'll see. All right, there goes the rebound on gold. We just need a nice push up for gold. All right, this one. All right, so I'm out of that gold one. Minus 0.375 on that. That was a quick, definitely counter trend. So next area for gold, we have this structure right here. So probably next area for gold is 2376, 77 area. But again, that one was just like a small risk on gold. So this is no trades yesterday. No trades yesterday as well. Today, minus 0.375. But still watch. So for gold, I would still watch it. With this one, with this 4-hour buy, but you would need two 15-minute candle closures. So I'm still not convinced gold is dipping. Let's see. If we were to get two 15-minute candles closing above there, then I would look to take gold. But anyway, we would have to wait for another 30 minutes. So there's nothing there to look for. US30 still at break even, in and out of break even. So if things are dipping, then probably get a dip on US30. But let me just go back to the other screen. Let me find new levels for this instruments. So gold on the 15-minute. But for gold, the only trade, I wouldn't be taking any of this. I wouldn't be taking these trades that are away from structure. So as much as I'm marking them up here, anything, the first place that I would look to buy gold is here. Whatever structure is here at 2381, next best level is 2375 and maybe 2370. But if gold keeps dropping and, for example, comes to this 15-minute demand here that it's coming to, I'm not going to take that entry on gold because if we start dipping this way, then we are definitely heading to complete structure on gold. So I will not take this one. If you guys want, you can, but personally, I won't take that. So the only buy I would take on gold is down there, or if we have two 15-minute candles closing above that 4-hour buy SAR level. On the 30-minute time frame, the next one would be all the way 2382. So even this 30-minute one, I won't be taking it. hourlies. So this is the one that got stopped out. Just need a screenshot of this. US 30 is coming back down to entry as well. So if the US 30 trade wins, that's going to be a 1.5% gain on that trade alone, minus the 0.375 loss on gold. It would be still be up for the day, like 1.1% for the day. The next area on gold is 2382 on the hourly. So 2382. So this is gold hourly demand. And let's see, at 2382, would we have completed structure? Yes, would have completed the first part of structure, but still 2374 area looks like a much better bet on gold. But this 2381 looking to the left, yes, would have completed structure, and it would be a nice hourly entry as well. But we'll see what price does. But 23, I'm liking the 2375, 2374 areas on gold. On this 4-hour, the next zones for it is, yeah, so you see like the 4-hour is at 2374. So probably the 2374 area on gold is much better than even that hourly one. Gold 4-hour demand. All right, let's go back to the other chart.
Oh yeah, what's it called? Like gold, there's also the futures gold.
Mhm.
The futures gold, unlike the other pairs. So like future, is it the same thing? Like, does it
It's the
make the
same.
same?
Everything is the same.
Really?
Of course,
So
I mean, price is different. Is like
yeah.
price is different. Not different in a bad sense, but different in a sense of, if I go, the broker I use is Oanda. Right now, gold
Mm,
with Oanda is 23.91. If I go to Pepperstone, maybe gold is at 23.95 or whatnot. But the movement is the same. The candle movements are the same. The price quotes are the ones that would be different, but the movement is the same. The
yeah.
candle movements are the same. So
So
all
is
these
bit
things,
yeah.
everything is always the same. The only difference is, one is called futures, this other one is called CFDs. And I told you guys the only difference between all these things that are going on is that in short, futures, you cannot do a buy and sell at the same time. If you're in
Oh
a
yeah.
buy and you enter a sell, part of your buy position is closed. That's it. Everything else is literally the same. So there's no difference.
Okay, so it's the same thing. Now the other thing is, you know how the CFDs on Forex and whatever, how we have on Monday to Friday, and then on the weekend is closed. So is the futures the same, or does it carry on into the weekend?
I don't know. I don't trade futures. I haven't traded futures, so
Yeah.
I do not know. But if BTC is open, then it's open, right? It depends on what broker does your broker allow. Because if BTC, because remember, the market is not just only for one broker. So if the market is open, it all comes down to, does your broker allow you to trade during the weekend? So your broker does not allow you to trade during the weekend, regardless whether it's CFD or futures. um, if you're in CFD and you can have a CFD instance where one broker allows you to trade over the weekend and the other one doesn't. So that one you'd have to check with the broker. Does your broker allow you to trade over the weekend? But like the one that, of course, we know whether it's a future, whether it's futures or whether it's CFDs, for US 30, you can trade US 30 over the weekend, right? Because the exchange itself is closed,
Uh-huh.
right?
Mm,
Yeah. So for these others, it just depends on if your broker allows it or not.
mm, that's true, yeah. What's it called? So the crypto, all of them are open, I think,
The who?
along with BTC.
You say what?
Like all the crypto, like BTC and what's the other one? So like,
Yeah, I
uh,
mean, it's a bunch of them.
yeah, yeah, the bunch of yeah, all of them. What's it called? SMP. What's that again? You know
S&P
the
500.
yeah, 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 that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is that? Is that indice or
Yeah, it's a indice.
yeah? So
I think
that's not
I don't I think so. Yeah, because it's the 500 it's something about the 500 companies in the I don't know, something about 500 companies in the US. I forgot what it is, but
yeah.
yeah, it's an indice.
Mm,
4 minutes. There's something I want to try here. Risky if it happens, but it hasn't happened. I would want this candle to close. I would want this candle to break below this SARs and close above them, and we get a retest. Let's see if this works. Let's see how this would work. This would give like a tight stop loss, like a 20 pip stop loss. Let's see. I don't think it's gonna happen on this candle. This US 30 trade, let's look to exit at break even. We have a daily bearish high and we're not really tapping into, we're not really selling from it. It's just playing around so much in this area. So let's look to exit this US 30 trade. It's just playing so much around this area. Yeah, so look to exit this particular one. You can lower your stop loss to this previous high here, 15-minute high. But yeah, this price action is just terrible on US 30 right now. Yeah, I don't think what I want to do here is gonna work. There is a 15-minute buy running on gold. I'm not in it. I said where I would look to buy gold is 23.74. But if anybody has any confluences for gold buys, there's a buy running on gold on the 15-minute time frame. I'm not in it, but just watch. If anybody wants to buy gold, just watch that. I want to see how if this closes. And this will just be my own trade. I won't even count it as an official trade, whether it wins, whether it loses. What I'll do on gold here, and this would be such a fast move. In 2.5 minutes, this candle, this 15-minute candle will close. What I want this 15-minute candle to establish a low, and then come back and close above these SARs. And then on the retest of the top SAR or whatever SAR it closes above, I will enter a buy. This will give me like a 10 pip stop loss on gold. So I don't want anything more than a 20 pip stop loss. I want like a quick move. So this is scalping, and I haven't scalped in forever, but this does seem like a nice scalp move if that happens or works out. But we'll see. If it closes below, then nothing to look for. But again, That's just my own trade. If anybody wants to take it, feel free, but you can just wait for 2374. Just wait for this entire structure on gold to be completed. This whole entire structure right here, if you want to be safe, right here. So wait for all this to be completed right here. I don't think we'll get what I'm expecting. We just have so much bearish action here. Maybe we'll see. Also be close to a 30, so I don't want anything more than 30. I literally want something so quick. Because at the close of this 15-minute candle, this trend line will adjust to the low of that candle. Now the question is, are we going to get closure above any of those SARs? Let's see. Yes, we are. And this will probably happen so fast. I will set, no, let's see. Seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. All right. So it closed above. Yes, that one. Which one did it close above? That one. There is that entry. I don't have a crossover buy. There goes that entry. I'm not in it yet. That I knew that was gonna happen so fast. I don't have a crossover buy. I need a crossover buy for this one before it gets to a 1:1 risk to reward. Let's see, I need a crossover sell first and then a crossover buy. But if you enter on impulse, that would be it. But remember, this one is just a trade I'm following. I will take it, but it's not going to be an official trade. The reason for that is, okay, so there goes the crossover sell. So I'm waiting for the crossover buy. The reason it's not going to be an official trade, we already in two. One trade ended up being stopped out, and the other one is halfway through stop loss. So I don't want to put you guys, or I wouldn't recommend you guys to be at risk of 3 stop losses. All right, so for this one, given that we are breaking that one, we've broken the previous low. So here's what I was looking at right here on the other. So remember, for me, my entries are on the 5-second time frame. So by the time this trade validated, the last crossover entry was a crossover buy here at 23.85, but we had already created a crossover buy. So in order to create the crossover sell or another crossover buy, we had to create a sell first, which is what happened here on this candle. And I was expecting before we break this low to get another crossover buy, but we didn't. The crossover buy still hasn't been created, which is about to get created right now, but I wouldn't take that trade because we have already broken the low of the previous candle. Remember, if you're trading trend lines, you don't want, depending on the direction you're trading, you don't want the lows to be created. But if you still want to take those, so remember, we have a trade here at 23.81. We still have a trade at 23.74. But anybody who wants to enter that, you can do this. It's a risky trade. It will give you like a 10 pip stop loss. No, like a 20 pip stop loss. Yeah. So you can enter here at 20 pips stop loss, 40 pips TP. But yeah, I'm not gonna take it. The reason for not taking it is we broke this low before giving us a crossover buy. So what I wanted here, since we are trading the trend line and price is fractal, I was expecting a 5-second price action like this. So we'll just wait and see whether we have anything else. So you can see the 15-minute, right? Again, we need to wait for structure to complete. This 15-minute probably would have gotten stopped out, or we would still be in drawdown. So that's why I said I'm not going to take it. I always mark up this area so that I keep following price. But if I do see red flags in areas, then I'll be like, okay, personally not taking that, but I would still like just mark it up because I always have these levels. Now, on the other hand, this 30-minute demand, we have completed the first point of structure. So here we have this whole area of demand on US 30 right here. So this is the first point, because if you look to the left, we had this whole area. We broke above, I'm sorry, we broke below, came back, couldn't break above, came back down, went back up, broke above, acted as support, and then price took off from there. So we definitely expect some sort of price reaction from where the entry is. So if anything, this 30-minute entry on gold looks oh, and it got triggered. Oh shit. It got triggered actually. Yeah, because you can see that area. It's one of the alerts that went off. So I think that was that recent crossover buy here at 23. So it's at 23.84. So price is actually at that entry for the 30-minute. I'll wait for gold at 23.74. I'm not gonna take it at 23.84. So I'll wait for the last point of structure to be completed. So if we look here, this is the first point of structure that has been completed, right? This one. I'm liking this area better, 23.74. But yeah, 23.84 price is at entry for anybody who wants to take that. But personally, I am not taking that. I'll just wait for something else that gives me a little bit more confluences. If we hadn't taken that one loss on gold, and US 30 is coming back down to entry. If we hadn't taken that one loss on gold, I would be in this 30-minute trade right here. I would be in this one, but I just don't want to take like 3 trades, especially on the live session. So we're already on a in a US 30 trade. Yeah, so if you entered there at entry, you should be at break even, probably. No? No. Your entry would have been, because price just came back, 23.84 would be, so 23.84.1 is the entry. So if you get to 23.87, that's where you'd set BE. Take this off. So yeah, the 30-minute would be running with BE set at 23.87. Nothing for BTC, nothing for the hourly. We also have an hourly entry on gold as well, which is a little bit below at 23.81. So if you miss the 30-minute, we possibly can get this other hourly entry on gold. All right, US 30 is coming back down. And let's see what it wants to do here. So I'll just go back to the other chart and we'll just analyze what we want to do with it here. I'll watch that gold entry on the hourly. So this US 30, if we go down to the five-minute time frame, you'll see how that price action was just changing and changing. So we go down and looks like we're creating higher lows and possibly even higher highs. So I would have wanted to see, especially with this daily bearish order block here, I would have wanted to see heavy push to the downside. I do understand we also have an hourly bullish order block, but the daily should ideally trump that. But yeah, so unfortunately for this one, if it comes back, so you can either start looking to exit this position, because for me, as soon as I'm a few pips in profit or points in profit, I will manually set the trade to break even. And if it comes back up and takes me out, that's fine. But personally, I'll be manually setting this trade to break even. If you want, right now, it's like 30% in stop loss. So if you don't want to risk your whole stop loss getting hit, you can look to scale out right here. But yeah, just the price. And actually, and if US 30 breaks to the upside, look at all this structure to be completed. So if US 30 breaks to the upside, I wouldn't be looking for sales until this area, until 40,000, which is a psychological level. So if US 30 breaks to the upside, we are going all the way to 40K. So I was hoping that daily order block would have done something, but nothing for it. Yeah, this play it. Okay, so this one as well is a trend line and SAR rejection as well. Another one right here for gold. Now this one is a nice one because we've started seeing reversal to the upside, right? And we know price is coming from demand, but only caveat for this trade, you would need a 50-point stop loss or 50 pip stop loss on gold. But you need this current 15-minute candle to close above these SARs, and you'd expect a retest. So it's pretty much similar to like this first trade I was trying to get into. But at least with this one, you can see the difference between the two. We've started having a reversal in price action. So there's that, and also there's this possible 30-minute one, but we'll see. If you entered the 30-minute demand on gold, you should be at break even because the entry I said was what, 2384.1, and price is like 30 pips in profit. I didn't take that. So we'll see if this one becomes a factor of taking the zones, demand zones here. I know for the SAR levels, we don't have any opposing SAR levels. And we have, right now for gold, I think we're headed back to this 4-hour buy area. So remember, the purpose of these SAR levels, they act as magnets to price. So it shows you where price is headed to. So here, price is more likely headed to this 4-hour buy, or at the very worst case, at the daily buy at 23.48. But currently where we are at, where is price likely to get attracted to, is to this 4-hour buy right here. So we'll see. Let's see if we get this. If we don't, that will be the end of the live session. Just keep an eye out on the US 30 trade. Look to scale out at break even or even where price currently is. And then you can save that leverage on another trade that moves quicker or moves nicer. All right, for the hourlies, nothing here for the, oh, never mind for this E1. Hourlies, nothing. 4-hour, nothing as well. Nothing for sales. All right. So this gold trade, if it does validate, that will be the last trade. So I'm setting break even on US 30, depending on where you enter that. You're either almost back to break even or you're headed there. So I'm setting break even so that I can save my leverage for this gold trade, which I will look to possibly get into. Or if the US 30 trade makes sense to you, you can stay in it. I really liked it. We have a bunch of confluences for sales, but I just don't see that price action moving nicely for it. That's the only issue with that US 30 trade. See on the 5-minute time frame what it looks like. So the issue here is still this can be like a higher low because we can establish a new trend going like this. That's the only issue. Unless we massively get a huge bearish candle in this next 2 minutes, this 5-minute candle, pressing down heavily and closing below this low, this can be a setup for higher highs and higher lows. So unless in the next minute and a half, we make a strong bearish candle that closes below this lows, it doesn't mean that US 30 will keep dropping from here. This can be a setup for just higher lows. All right, so personally, I am moving my stop manually to break even. So let me do that on my accounts, and hopefully we get a push down. You never know. So let me click on this account. Stop loss is 39.3. That's on my top tier account. With this other main account, I manually move stop to B. So this trade is risk-free, manually move stop to break even. So I hope the current 5-minute candle can massively close below this low. If we do that, we can get a spike to TP. If not, this trade will just be exited at break even. So let's see if we can get that last minute spike. I really hope we do. If not, this currently what might be happening is a setup for higher lows, which means US 30 will pump up. But so long as we're risk-free, that's it. So there goes that nice spike. So that's what we want. Let's see. For this 5-minute candle, see what kind of price action we get here. All right, watch the gold trade here. So for gold, if it closes above this SAR, then it means this is the SAR we have to trade. So we just need to monitor which SAR gold closes above. So it looks like the SAR that will trade, or I'll be looking to trade, is this one. So I'll set an alert and bring it to this SAR right here, so that if price comes back down, that's the area I will look to enter at. So let's see if we got tapped out. Nope. So we are still in the US 30 trade. We need price to sink from here and hopefully not get tapped out. For this gold trade, this is the setup right here. This is trend line SAR rejection. Visual order, bring to front. So this is what we need right here. But if the trade goes into profit, the distance of our stop loss, we just forget about it. So stop loss for this trade would be 50 pips. If the trade gets to here first before coming back down, that's the end of it. US 30, let's see what happened. So I'm out of break even for my US 30 on all accounts. So that US 30 is break even. US 30 is break even. Let me send those updates in the Discord. US 30 is out at break even. Gold, we did hit a minor loss of 0.375. But we want to see if we can catch the other one for a loss of minus 0.375. And this other one is US 30 out at break even. So right now, US 30, if that's what's happening, then this is just creation of. So right now, actually, my bias for US 30 is shifting for a buy, because it looks like we might be creating higher highs. Copy. So US 30 is break even. Exit at break even. Okay, so let's delete this and look for a new setup. No, like that. There's a new sell running on US 30, but it's not one that I'm looking to take. For anybody who wants to take sells on US 30, there's a sell running here. It's a trend line rejection. something like that. But yeah, I'm not looking for sales. In any case, I'm looking for buys on US 30. I don't think I'll get any unless this 30-minute closes, breaks this trend line and closes above an SAR. There's nothing to look at. And for the SAR levels, we have this hourly buy. So maybe I can catch a hourly if price, and it looks like we might be creating an inverse head and shoulders here. But if price closes above 39,885 with two 15-minute candles, which is where we have the hourly buy, I'll be looking to take a buy at US 30 for that point. But for right now, there's nothing for US 30 unless you are or you want to catch that sell. So price is at entry for the 15-minute trend line. So you just make sure your stop loss to be above the previous high, which makes sense for me because if we break these highs on US 30, we are done. Price is pushing up. Gold, waiting for that. There's another possible entry on gold here, trend line and SAR rejection on the 30-minute time frame. It would give you a similar entry to the 15-minute. So there's that on the 15 and 30. No sales on gold currently. BTC price is just consolidating. So I'll just give this gold trade. What time is it? Oh my God, today I've been on the live session for a while. I'll give this gold trade a few more minutes. And if by 11 nothing has happened, we'll just call it a day for the live session. If you took that 30-minute gold buy, that would have hit TP on the 30-minute gold demand, but I didn't catch it. All right, I'll stay on the live session for 15 more minutes, or what is this? 9 more minutes, 10 more minutes, and that will be it for today's session. And we'll see you tomorrow if that happens. Did I change this? Uh, I don't think gold will come back down. See if it gets to that area 23.94 before coming back down. That's a no-go for the 15-minute entry. The 30-minute entry gives us a new entry on the trend line and SAR, so that might be another one. But at this point, probably best to wait for the afternoon session. All right. Um, so it's 10:55. Yeah, I don't think I'll stay on the live session longer for this entry, but just mark up on the 30-minute time frame, we have to close above 2386.685. On the 15-minute time frame, the entry is at 2386.379. So for both, price has to come back and retest 2386. Then you'd either enter in upon retest, or you would find other confluences to enter. Your stop loss just needs to be below the previous low. So stop loss would just need to be below 2382. So currently where we are rejecting from, that was the 30-minute demand. Unfortunately, we didn't, or personally, I didn't catch that because of that earlier minor loss we had taken. But do realize we also have an hourly demand for gold at 2381. So 2381.5 is another nice area to enter gold buys. The last best area between 2378 and 2374. That's a nice area for gold buys as well. So just mark that up on your calendars. Let's see what happens in the next 3 minutes. If this trade does not get triggered, then that will be it for today's session, and you can just observe what happens after. Let's see. Right, a minute and a half. Let's see. For the 15-minute entry, stop loss would be a 50 pip stop loss. For the 30-minute, I think stop loss would be the same. 2386. Yeah, both of them would be a 50 pip. US 30 looks like we might just consolidate today. Yes. Right, 53, 860. All right, see where we're at with the, yeah. So that will be it for today's live session. Watch 2386. So remember those levels, 2386.5 entries for 15-minute and 30-minute SAR trendline and SAR rejections. 2381 0.7 hourly demand on gold, 2376, 78 to 74. That would be gold's overall completion of the current structure we are in. If it breaks that area, then we go to 2348 area. If we go to that, if we break that, we go to 2336. If we break that, we go to 2300. So you just look at structure, and that will guide you on where to take those entries. So today, just a minor loss of 0.375%, which is not major. And gee, I'll just do this. This week I've only taken like 4 trades. I'm just in and out of break even, literally. Feels like I'm in my break even yearly cycle. But anyway, so that's the trade that we took on the live session, right? I was in the US 30 trade, exited at break even. This is the gold trade that we got stopped out, the hourly demand. I'm sorry, I think it was the initial hourly demand, yeah. So I'm just down like 500 for the day. So you can see I've just been break even. Made 500 the other day, lost 500 today. So this week I've only taken like 2 trades. So that was one of my major goals for the last 3 weeks, was to limit the amount of trades that I'm taking, which is a good thing. So we'll just focus on just taking whatever entries we deem fit. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have